Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vasheta Deshatarini Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Kupika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Antakote Vaishnavaki ki Jai Namacharya Start. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for today's class.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. There are many verses in Prahlad prayers. I think I'm going so slow. It may be complete. I think I have to go fast, but I'm not able to. Yeah. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtikim Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yet Krupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Shri Guru Deenadayalam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 7 Chapter 9 Verse 18. Soham Priyasya Suhrada Paradevataya Leelakatastava Nrsimha Virincha Gitaha Anjastitarmi Anugraham Guna Vipramukto Durganite Padayugalaya Hamsa Sangaha. So aham Priyasya Suruda Paradevataya
Soham Priyasya Suhridah Paradevataya
Leela Katastavan Rasimha Virincha Gitaha
Leela Katastavan Rasimha Virincha Gitaha
Anjastitarmi Anugrunan Gunavipravmukto
Anjastitarmi Anugrunan Gunavipravmukto
Durganite Padayugalaya Hamsa Sangaha
Durgani te padayugalaya hamsasangaha.
So'aham priyasya suruda paradevataya.
So'aham priyasya suhridah paradevataya.
Leela kathastava narasimha virincha gitaha.
Leela kathastava narasimha virincha gitaha.
Anjastitarmi anugrunan guna vipramukto.
Anjastitarmi anugranam guna vipramukto.
Durgani te padayugalaya hamsa sangaha.
Durgani te padayugalaya hamsasangaha.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O my Lord Narasimha, by engaging in your transcendental loving service in the association of devotees who are liberated souls, Hamsas, I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of three modes of material nature and be able to chant the glories of your Lordship who are so dear to me. I shall chant your glories following exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession. In this way, I shall undoubtedly be able to cross the ocean of nations. Veena Mataji.
Opened. The devotees
Hare Krishna.
very well.
Yeah, Veena Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. A devotee's life and duty are very well explained here. As soon as a devotee can chant the holy name and glories of the Supreme Lord, he certainly comes to the liberated position. Attachment for glorifying the Lord by hearing and chanting the holy name and activities of the Lord, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, certainly brings one to the position where material contamination is absent. One should chant the bona fide songs received from the disciplic succession. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the chanting is powerful when one follows the disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Manufacturing many ways of chanting will never be effective. However, chanting the song or the narration left by the previous acharyas, Mahajano yena gataha sapantaha, is extremely effective, and this process is very easy. Therefore, in this verse, Prahlad Maharaja uses the word anjaha, easily. Accepting the thoughts of exalted authorities through disciplic succession is certainly much easier than the method of mental speculation, by which one tries to invent some means to understand the absolute truth. The best process is to accept the instructions of the previous acharyas and follow them. Then God realization and self-realization become extremely easy. By following this easy method, one is liberated from the contamination of the material modes of nature, and thus one can certainly cross the ocean of nescience, in which there are many miserable conditions. By following in the footsteps of the great acharyas, one associates with the hamsas or paramahamsas, those who are completely freed from material contamination. Indeed, by following the instructions of the acharyas, one is always freed from all material contamination, and thus one's life becomes successful, for one reaches the goal of life. This material world is miserable, regardless of one's standard of life. Of this there is no doubt. Attempts to mitigate the miseries of material existence by material methods will never be successful. One must take the Krishna consciousness to become really happy, otherwise happiness is impossible. One might say that becoming advanced in spiritual life also involves tapasya, voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience. However, such inconvenience is not as dangerous as material attempts to mitigate all miseries. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Verse 18. Translation. O my Lord Narasimhadeva, by engaging in your transcendental loving service in the association of devotees who are liberated souls, Hamsas, I shall become completely uncontaminated by the association of three modes of material nature and be able to chant the glories of your Lordship, who are so dear to me. I shall chant your glories following exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession. In this way, I shall undoubtedly be able to cross the ocean of nations. So, whoever have come to this material world, right? So they are subject to the association of three modes. So what are the three gunas? Three modes of nature.
Mataji,
Sattva, Rajas,
Rajo,
Tamo
Raja
Guna.
and
Tamogun.
Yeah, Sattva guna,
goodness,
Tamoguna.
passion, ignorance.
Yeah. So which is the best out of three? If we have to
Sattvagun.
say
Goodness.
Sattva Guna.
Sattva. Yeah. Because Sattva Guna, the mind is also peaceful and person is not engaged in any sinful activities, right? So basically he engages in good work and what is Bhagavad Gita speak about, like is achieving Sattva Guna, is it the highest thing?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji. Shuddha
Why?
Sattva Guna.
Yeah, and why? What is the reason? Why not?
Mataji,
Because
this is,
Sattva.
you
Yeah,
can go ahead.
Oh,
Ankita.
sorry.
Mataji, Satogun, basically in the mode of goodness, the person gets stuck being good about it. He doesn't make an effort to actually, be a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. They get stuck in that mode of goodness only. That's why Satogun is not the highest mode.
Yes, correct. Good one. Yes, Veena Mataji.
Sattva Guna in the material world still has a tinge of passion and ignorance, Mataji. It's not completely transcendental.
Yeah, everybody has a percentage, it will be there. But even if somebody, if you say that they have come to complete Sattva Guna also, then also it is binding because Krishna says it's just like if your leg is tied with a like a golden chain. So, or if your is a silver chain is compared to this passion and mode of ignorance is the iron chain. So, if is it the tying is good for us? Anything? Are we happy like, okay, I'm being tied to golden chain, so I'm not able to move? Is it good? Just
No,
thinking, seeing that it is good, gold. No,
no.
right? Because it is binding. Because what will happen? Krishna says that in Sattva Guna, one is becomes satisfied, as Mataji mentioned. One becomes very satisfied with his life because everything is going good, and there is a knowledge. One is that knowledge is there, knowledge and happiness. I mean, the both of them. So it will be binding also. In Rajoguna, what is binding for Rajoguna person? What is
Passion.
binding? Yeah, he's very passionate. Yeah,
Mataji, the
and
desire to achieve basically binds the person in the mode of passion to achieve everything that he sees. He wants to have a good profile.
hankering.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hankering about
Hankering.
things. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So hankering is there. Lot of hankering is there to achieve. Basically what happens in mode of passion is the person will be very greedy because to achieve more and more, no, he's not satisfied, and he'll be the person who is greedy. He's also envious also, right? Because he cannot see the other person having better than him, so he becomes envious. So all the anarthas are there. So mode of passion is not also not good. And what about mode of ignorance?
Mode of
Laziness and being lethargic.
Yeah,
absolutely delusional.
delusion, sleepy, lazy, dull, and all this will come in mode of ignorance, completely, covered by ignorance. So that is why in the tamoguna. So all these are actually the pure soul when it comes in contact with that's how this material world is made, right? Otherwise, how will we? I mean, that is Lord's play. Actually, we can say. Otherwise, how will we get interest or do anything in this material world? Unless there is a three modes of nature which is making us know that Krishna shows that the playing, right? He is like a puppet master, and we are like puppet dancing according to his tunes. So that's how it happens, and we become. But then Krishna gives that knowledge to us, at least by taking this higher knowledge, how one can upgrade oneself from, not necessarily that if somebody is in a mode of ignorance or passion has to be there only. He can always come. No? That can be possible only with the association. So association with the devotees, because if we are mostly in the material world, people are in mode of passion only, right? Because you want to achieve more and get more name, status, and these things, everything is associated with mode of passion only. So if we are associating with that kind of persons, obviously we will also engaged in more into such kind of activities, and we will not be able to concentrate, or we can never get interest in spiritual activities. So it is mentioned here that, like, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I would like to follow the path of Paramahamsas, like Lord Brahma. No? He says exactly in the footsteps of Lord Brahma and his disciplic succession, because Lord Brahma is also one of the authority. He's a Mahajan. No? As I think most of the classes I keep mentioning this 12 Mahajans. No? So there he's one of the Mahajanas. So Mahajana means Mahajana. We see that Prabhupada mentions here Mahajana ena Ganta. What is that? Mahajano ena Gata sa Panta means the route that they have shown us. So if we follow that, even we can become like that. That is what it says. Just like we see this sons of Dakshas, right? They were actually, they were all Kshatriyas, but then they all become Paramahamsas just by association with Narada Muni. So it is not necessary that one is born in certain, have some certain quality has to be like that. But by association, one can come to the highest platform. And pure mode of goodness, that is Shuddha Sattva Guna, is the one that is called Vasudeva state also, which is the ideal, but it's not very easy to come. So basically, how can we improve our being association? If we are not every time, like all the devotees get association to get along with devotees or to be in association of devotees. No, at least through online, we have got a good platform. Through online, so many classes are introduced. I would request everybody, I think most of you are doing many other classes also, apart from this Bhakti Sadachar. I think you must be attending level 2 or level 3, somebody are doing Bhakti Shastri. That is good engagement actually, because not always, many times it happens, temples are would not be very near to go and attend or do direct seva, right? So Prabhupada says, see, actually, though we have the two sevas to spiritual master, right? Papu seva and Vani seva. So Vani seva is also very much important, and because we can't serve the spiritual master or the devotees personally also, but then by following the instructions which is given in the books, that is also a seva only, and in that way we can get a good association. So if we so there actually Sridhar Swami, so he is given in the association of gunas also, like gunas, there are like 3, I mean, in the devotional activity also when we do, so there are 9 processes, right? What are the 9 devotional activities which one can do? So here Prabhupada given a hint here: Shravanam Kirtanam,
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Shravanam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Satyam Atmanivedanam.
So these are the 9 devotional activities that are recommended in Shastras, by which one can be fixed in his devotional service, and also one can transcend this gunas. So one can be established in Shuddha Sattva Guna and he can perform the devotional service. So in this gunas, in this devotional service also, Sridhar Swami says that not everything is in Shuddha Sattva Guna. Even those are, again, there is a devotional service in mode of goodness, devotional service in mode of passion, devotional service in mode of ignorance. So and further there are subgunas also, like even in mode of goodness also, there are again 3 categories, he says. So one category is like, for example, we start with the tamasic guna, okay? So in tamasa bhakta, devotion in mode of ignorance, so he says that working with himsa. So we know, right? I mean, himsa means like too much of torturing in the sense it could be bodily, or Prabhupada say like too much of fasting or these things, fasting in the sense which is not recommended in the Shastras, or doing more than what is needed. So that would be, and again there is a damba. Damba means out of pride, doing out of pride, and then matsarya, then enviousness. So in a competition, I should be better than the other devotee, or for some position, doing, all this is, he has categorized under mode of ignorance. doing the devotional service, but then if somebody is very proud of their sadhana, then he calls it to be, it's in a mode of ignorance. And then in Rajoguna, he says that one who is but the intentions are not pure. Basically, if we see all this, no, one it says like for yashas, like success, and then aishwarya for money sake, or doing because some hidden motive. Because Krishna says one who becomes devotee, he get everything, right? Like just like all siddhis and everything. So somebody does having something in mind, motive, not like to serve the Lord with pure heart, no. So these are all there. And then in Sattva Guna also, somebody does devotional service only so that they can nullify all their sin, no, whatever they have done in the previous life, let my all sins get destroyed. If that is the intention, then that is not the topmost, right? So, and the other one is to somebody does as a matter of duty. Okay, my guru has told me I have to do it as a matter of duty. So that is there. And the other one is to please the Lord, which is the highest among these in Sattva Guna.
Pleasing the Lord.
Yes. So that should be our motive, right? So end of the day, even we see like in the stages of bhakti, if we see, yes, anyone knows 9 stages of bhakti? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha.
Mataji, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Anarth Nivritti, Bhava, Prema. I'm missing few over here.
Yeah, you can, in order, anyone knows? Or how does it go? First it comes, what is the first one? First one should have faith, right? So it starts with Shraddha. Yes, Shailaja Mataji.
No, I only Shraddha.
Yeah, Shraddha is the faith. Because of the faith, we all had a faith. I mean, that basic little faith we had, that's how we are able to be in this moment, right? I mean, in the spiritual journey, because of the Shraddha, because some Shraddha we put to attend first Bhagavad Gita 18 days class, right? So it also needs Shraddha. Not everybody were able to even complete the 18 days also. We know that. So you are all here because you have been able to complete that, and further you are engaged because we have got that faith in Prabhupada words and in scriptures. So that Shraddha is the first one. It's more important. And then the second one itself is what? Sadhu Sangha. So then we come in the association with devotees, right? So without association, it is very difficult. We cannot, alone we cannot, right? We need, or when we are in a problem also, we can ask some senior Vaishnavas and like, right? And we don't know how to handle the situations. Initially, what we do, we start preaching everyone whatever we learned the philosophy, and what happens, everybody become against. And in family, like elders and all, we start telling like whatever you have told is wrong, and all these things will happen because of our immaturity in devotional service. No, we don't know like with whom to speak what, so we don't know that. So in those times we have to actually ask like how to deal such situations at home, or some it is not like some homes people are not very supportive. So how such in such a situation one can still do the devotional service, right? So that we need the association of devotees, or we need to have somebody as mentor, like it is good. Or if you have any association, direct association in temples also, or if you are going and doing some service there, so if we have somebody like that, it will be nice. Otherwise also, if we read Prabhupada books, we get all the answers. So many times it happens, right? So many times whatever you have the doubts and these things, everything is available in Srila Prabhupada book. So second is Sadhu Sangha. And then what is the third one? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Before Anartha Nivritti, there is one more, no? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. What is the third one? Not getting the third one. Bhajana Kriya, right? So Bhajana Kriya means engaging in the devotional service, doing chanting, reading Prabhupada books. All this will come in Bhajana Kriya. And then Anartha Nivritti. Anartha Nivritti means all elimination of unwanted desires. So many people would have experienced this when we come to Bhakti and when we start chanting, right? Many things, all disturbing things will go. No, Krishna actually gives that taste, right? So immediate, I mean, so many things, unwanted things will go from us. We don't feel like unnecessarily wasting time on those things now. So it happens. So that is anartha nivritti. And then what is the next one? Anartha nivritti, and then comes Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Right? Nishta means you become fixed. So every day you get up and doing on the Brahma Muhurta and doing the chanting, completing properly 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles, no? And doing the book reading and all this. Or if you have join any class, attending regularly without missing or so this like somewhat Nishta means he becomes dedicated. So that is Nishta stage. And then comes Asakti. Asakti is attachment. So then we start developing attachment towards the Guru Parampara and towards Krishna, right? And then Bhava and Prema. So Bhava is almost love, it is said. Prema is in love, love for God. So that is the highest achievement. So all these courses are given so that one can be elevated to that stage. So if we are doing any of the 9 process given, and these 9 stages will slowly come. And it is said that most of the time people are not able to cross this stage. 4th stage is very dangerous in the sense not so easy. Anartha nivritti. So crossing the anartha nivritti, if we are able to cross that, then very soon we can advance. But here only we are stuck because of our so many conditioning, right? So many association in previous lives. Karana, because Krishna says, how does this 84 lakh species have come into existence? Karana guna sangosya sadasat yoni janmasu, Krishna says. Because of association only. Because we had certain kind of association and we have taken different kind of birth. So this life, I am a female. No, I could be not necessary, or I could be a human, or I had to be male or anything. It all depends. So we know that there is past life also. Even in science, they believe in now. No incarnation. There is incarnation. There are so many proofs also. And one lady who was they do that past life therapy, right? So they bring people to, because it's not, they don't do for everyone, but somebody is having some recurring dream or some problem in whole life, the same similar kind of issues they are having, relationship issue or whatever. So some people go and they go somewhere where they are not able to go anywhere, and sometimes they go there, and actually that's not recommended because Krishna has wantedly does not give such remembrance to us. But then people go, and actually that lady, she told that one person, he was actually who had come to her was a gay, right? So he didn't tell. But then while doing that therapy, what she come to know was she was in a previous life a woman, and she was giving a birth to a baby, and he was personally experiencing when that was happening. During that therapy, he was actually screaming, and actually it is said he lost the child. So after so much of pain, and then he said that I would never want to be a man, right? So that was the reason why in the next life he didn't become. So that was so strong. That is why Krishna says, right? Whatever is in your mind at the time of leaving your body, and it is the thing you are going to, and based on our karma, we are going to get maybe his karma was like he's not fit to get a male body, or we don't know why he he got a male, but then we don't know what are his vasanas. So it was he got like different interest. So it all happens. Krishna says like Vayur Gandha Nivashayat. He says just like how when you cross, you get the cross a rose garden, right? A flower garden, very nice fragrance we get. So the air carries that. How did we get that fragrance? Because the air is carrying, and the nose is able to perceive. So similarly, the air is carrying the fragrance. Our soul is not going alone. It is called taking away all the old impressions, all our desires, whatever we are having along with it to the next life. So I am wishing something, and Krishna will also see our karmas, right? Whatever karmas are. So accordingly only we will be given the next life. So Prabhupada says if somebody has done, for example, somebody is wishing a very big bungalow to be in that way. Somebody sees a big bungalow and thinks, okay, I want to, oh, this is so nice. How nice if I would have been born there in that bungalow. But if his karma is not supporting, then he could be a cockroach in that bungalow. No? Like, we can't, it is very, very difficult, right? So that is why it is better not to have any kind of desires. We never know. It's not like completely whatever I desire I get, but it would be a, based on my karmas. So the association is the most important thing. So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I would like to associate with the Mahajans, right? And it is said here, Prabhupada says, because they are all Paramahamsas. No? Hamsas, you know why the devotees are compared to Hamsas? Hamsa means what?
It
Swan.
can separate the milk and water.
Yeah, it can separate, right? It can separate, the Hamsas can separate. And also it is said that there are two, the scriptures speak about two kind of people. One is the crow mentality people, it is said. The other one is the Hamsas or the swan-like people. Crow-like people means they want to engage in the activities like which are not helping them it's all related to only body and mind activities, right? Nothing for on the soul platform. So there's a verse in 1.5.10 which says, Nayad vajaschitra padam hare yasho jagat pavitram pragranita karhichit tadvayasam tirtamushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti ushikshayaha. Says those words which do not describe the glories of the word, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly person to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since all the perfect persons are inhabitants of transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. So the pure devotees of the Lord, they're not interested in hearing anything else. So even in Bhagavatam also when it started, so second time when Sutta Goswami was asked to speak Bhagavatam by Shaunaka Rishis, they wanted to know, right? So was it related to Lord? So any activities, if they want to know, they said, was it related anywhere to the Lord? Otherwise, they are not interested like that. So or only that is so this Bhagavatam is full of glories of the Lord, and which is said by the devotees of the Lord, right? So it all so many. We are also reading the prayers by different devotees. So it is said that they are not interested. Like crow like means like it is all. Whichever comes. It could be the reading of anything. There people read so many things. No, there so many books are there, novels are there. So which are not at all related to Krishna's pastime or anything. So all that is compared to the pilgrimage for crows only by the pure devotees. So here in this, Prabhupada gives, see, there are many, poetry, prose, or he says that it is just like compared to a decoration of a dead body. Because no use. We are not getting any, by reading such things, it is only disturbing the mind, but it is not at all giving any upliftment to the our character or anything, right? Our soul. So that is not recommended by. So it is called Vayasam Tirtham. Vayasam Tirtham means a place of pilgrimage for crows. So here he says that would want to associate with the Hamsas. So Hamsas means the pure devotees who are free from material contamination. And even in chapter 4, Krishna says that it's not that we have to stay in this modes. One can actually pass the, cross that mode. No, it says Brahma. What is that?
Transcendental mind.
What?
transcendental stage after three modes?
Yeah. Now what, Prabhu?
After crossing the three modes, it is a transcendental stage.
Yes, it is Shuddha Sattva, means transcendental only. So when Krishna says not is difficult, but when we associate or when we hear the pastime, of the Lord, slowly what happens? We become purified, no? The mind get purified and we will be free from this all contamination. Material contamination means that three modes only, no? Krishna says, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. So the three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome, but then whoever surrender unto me, but very easily can overcome this, he says, right? So, yeah. So here, last sentence, Prabhupada says, even in spiritual life, to overcome that, we have to do some tapasya. Tapasya means voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience. Like it's not easy to get up early in the morning, right? And do chanting and complete the rounds, and we have to prepare for Lord Bhog and all that. So not easy thing, but then we do because as a matter of duty, because as of now we are doing as a sadhaka, so as a matter of duty. But that is only for our good. So it says swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So even little bit of thing what we do in devotional service will save us from greatest danger of being born in the animal species, right? We'll go to the next verse. Verse 19. Balasya neha sharanam pitarau nrasimha nartasya chagadam udanvati majjato nauha taptasya tat प्रतिविधिर्या इहाञ्जयेष्टास् तावद्विभोतनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानां बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरौ नृसिंहा
बालस्य नेह शरणं पितरो नृसिंहा
नार्तस्य चागदम् उदन्वति मज्जतो नौहा
नार्तस्य चागदम् उदन्वति मज्जतो नौः
तप्तस्य तत् प्रतिविधिर्य इहाञ्जसेष्टस्
तस्य तत्प्रतिविधिर्य इहाञ्जसेष्टस्
तावद् विभोतनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानां
तावद्विभूतनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानाम्.
Who wants to read?
Mataji, may I?
Yeah.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord Narsimadev, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, please continue the purport, Mataji.
Can you scroll up?
Yeah.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Through parental care, through remedies for different kinds of disease, and through means of protection on water, in the air, and on land, there is always an endeavor for relief from various kinds of suffering in the material world. But none of them are guaranteed measures for protection. They may be beneficial temporarily, but they afford no permanent benefit. Despite the presence of a father and a mother, a child cannot be protected from accidental death, disease, and various other miseries. No one can help, including the parents. Ultimately, the shelter is the Lord. One who takes shelter of the Lord is protected. This is guaranteed. And the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, Konteya pratijaniti na me bhakta pranasyati. O son of Kunti, declare this boldly that my devotee never perishes. Therefore, Unless one is protected by the mercy of the Lord, no remedial measure can act effectively. One should consequently depend fully on the causeless mercy of the Lord, although as a matter of routine duty, one must, of course, accept other remedial measures. No one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this material world, everyone is trying to counteract the onslaught of material nature, but everyone is ultimately fully controlled by material, fully controlled, by material nature. Therefore, even those so-called philosophers and scientists try to surmount the onslaught of material nature, they have not been able to do so. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 13.9 that real sufferings of material world are four: Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age, and disease. In the history of the world, no one has been successful in conquering these miseries imposed by material nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa. And nature Prakriti is so strong that no one can overcome her stringent laws. So-called scientists, philosophers, religionists, and politicians should therefore conclude that they cannot offer facilities to the people in general. They should make vigorous propaganda to awaken the populace and raise them to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Our humble attempt to propagate the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world is the only remedy that can bring about a peaceful and happy life. We can never be happy without the mercy of Supreme Lord. Tvad upekshitanam. If we keep displeasing our Supreme Father, we shall never be happy within this material world, in either the upper or lower planetary systems. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Translation. My Lord Narsimhadeva, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child, a physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. So this material world is made for suffering, right? Suffering is there. For everyone, there is a suffering. But what is the difference between suffering of a devotee and suffering of a normal person? We see even the devotees are also suffering, right? Sometimes we see like they are also getting problems, they are also suffering. So what do you think? Yes.
They understand why they're suffering, and they really don't worry whether it's a happiness or distress. They're equals to that,
Yeah,
and let it
because
pass.
what happens in this world, nobody want to show that they are unhappy. Everybody want to show happy, right? So a funny video long back I had seen, I just remembered. So like two husbands and wife, they're fighting, but then when a husband want to take a selfie or video, so immediately she stops and smiling, right? Because we don't want to post to the world that I'm unhappy or I'm suffering. So that is the case. Whatever you see the social medias or the I don't know the Facebook or Instagram, whatever, is that really true? What we see that people are so happy and they want to show off, is it true? We know that it's not true, because earlier we were thinking that could be true, but now we know like that is not all true, right? By seeing scriptures, because it is made in such a way, what are the two kind of the different miseries that we have in this material world? We have something primary and secondary, no? So what are the primary miseries?
Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi.
Old age disease.
Yes. And what are the secondary miseries?
Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adhyatmik.
Yeah. So Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmik. So these three are there. No? Even the birth itself is also it is described in the Canto 3 by Kapila Muni to his mother, right? So that is also very not happy thing, because the baby is suffering actually, the worms biting in mother's uterus, in the stomach. So many, it is going through so much of trouble in the mother's womb. So birth is not easy, and also it is fortunate for a baby if it is getting a birth. No, if it is, many times it is said, some souls are not able to see the light. See the light in the sense they don't even come to this material world. They are killed in the womb of a mother. It could be any, like we see, right? It happens. So we even the baby has to be fortunate for that, because it has to go through those cycles in advance to, I mean, getting a human birth also is not easy. So birth, and then there is a janma, mrityu, death, jara, vyadi, the old age and disease. Actually, once somebody asked Lord Buddha, I mean, one lady had lost her son, and she comes and asks, right? You may know this story, where she wanted, she was crying, she wanted the baby back. And then he says, go to any house and bring if you can able to bring a mustard from a house where there is no death. No, there was no death in their family. Can you get? The whole village, initially she was very happy. Oh, this is very easy. I can go and get it from a house. But every house has a death, right? So whoever, like some have seen, there many times, many of us, not both the grandparents we would have seen, or sometimes many, there are children who have not seen their parents, or so many houses. So at least our great grandfather we have not seen. So in a family, always there was a death for sure, right? So no family is exceptional. So it is not impossible. We know that how Lord Buddha became Lord Buddha, right? What was his name? Lord Buddha is also incarnation of Lord Siddhartha. Siddhartha. No, he was a king. So he was, when he was small, he was, as a king also, he was never sent outside, because actually the astrologer has told him that he would leave home and go. So they wanted to protect, and somehow they didn't allow him to go out, and he didn't know what is suffering at all. He didn't know that world is suffering. He thought everything is so nice, no, happy, and so much luxury is there, everything he was enjoying. But one day when he had to go out, when he went out, that time he saw everything, all janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. So he never knew that so many people are suffering outside. It is not same, no? The life is not same for everyone. Everybody are going through different sufferings. So by seeing that, he later he gives up everything. So the suffering is there in this material world. Nobody can escape, even for though the devotees have an understanding, but Krishna says that he will make, it is said in Shastras, it is just like foot of a calf, right? It is very small. When we can see that Krishna make the difficulties very small. That's all. But then it will be there, but it will be reduced. Prabhupada says that Krishna will take care. When we have surrendered, Krishna will protect that devotee. So we just like how he Prahlad protected. So that is why Prahlad Maharaj is saying that if somebody is not a devotee, nowhere he can be protected. So we know like how his father was a demon. So demon, and he had achieved so much, but then all the siddhis he had, but then nobody could save him, right? Rake Krishna mare Krishna rake ke. So nobody was able to protect him. But Prahlad Maharaj was a simple devotee. How the Lord was protecting him, and how even Parikshit Maharaj, right? How Parikshit Maharaj, when was in his mother's womb, he was, he was about to be killed, right? And Krishna stopped. So Krishna will protect his devotees. So, but then suffering is there for, he will reduce the suffering for the devotees. And even Kunti Maharani also said that I would prefer suffering. Why she was saying like that? I would prefer that more and more suffering comes. But then she says, because if more and more suffering, that means we get your association. So whenever the Pandavas were in problem, Krishna used to come, no? Krishna used to help them. When Draupadi, no, was insulted, in the assembly of Kurus. So how Krishna, when she screamed for help, no, she called out Krishna Madhava, like Krishna's name. So immediately how Krishna came and he protected, no, so he gave us sari, right? So Krishna will help his devotees. So Prabhupada is referring here, 9.31 Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Oh Arjuna, you declare that my devotee never perishes. So whatever the devotee has said, Krishna will make sure that he will not, the devotee will not fail. That is why when Prahlad Maharaj called out, he came from the pillar. Not necessary, right? How can somebody think, Hiranyakashipu said, is he your Lord in this pillar? So before that, nobody knew that Krishna can come out of that also. He can come from anywhere, right? To keep the words of his devotees and to keep the word of Brahma, because Brahma gave such a boon which cannot be executed only. Which, it was almost like immortal. The person had to be. Only such a being, such a species was not there in the 84 lakh species. So he knew, right? All this knowledge was known to Hiranyakashipu because he had a knowledge on soul also. So he thought, okay, in 84 species it is not there. So in that way he covered. It should not be any animal or a human like that. But how Krishna can come like anything? It is not in this 84 lakh species at all. Anything he can come, right? So nobody, if God is not protecting such person, nobody can be, he cannot be saved by anything. There could be, Prabhupada says here, whatever in this material world they have done to eradicate suffering, that is all only temporary only. Even own parents cannot save the child, Prahlad Maharaj says here. That is also true, right? How much if parents can, if any disease has come to child or anything, how can they do? Or do they have any control on the mortality or of a child? So nobody has, no, the parents does not have, or any, even the doctors also, they say, to some extent they give medicine. Finally, they say that it's all in the hands of God. Because nobody, and so recently there was a forward, and just tell, like, it's very nice. There was a one doctor, like how Krishna inspires someone, right? He's so compassionate, right? Lord is so compassionate. So one example where it happened, there was a woman who had become pregnant after some 11 years or like that. After many years, she had become pregnant, and it was in the Delhi or on the street of some area where the bull came and hit onto her stomach, and it had cut open, and it was so horrible to see. The baby's one small hand is peeping out, and now the doctor has to put it in and he has to sew it. So he said and she was brought into the hospital, and doctor thought, like, how in, like, nowhere in his any of the medical books or in to his knowledge, limited knowledge, he could ever find how this can be fixed, because the doctor says there that the uterus is so thick, it's not easy that you can put the baby's hand inside. How is he going to stitch it? No, it was such a thing, and he was thinking in the operation theater, and there was some helper. The helper called the doctor. Who was observing there. He was helping them. He was with them for many years and very sincere worker. So he called and he said, Saab, there is only one way. No, what? He said. He felt like you should ask him. He said, okay, you heat the syringe, and then just touch. It will automatically go, he said. So he prayed the Lord. He said he prayed the Lord and the baby to forgive, and he did the same thing. No, he sterilized the syringe, and he made heat, and he just touched, and automatically the baby took the hand inside, and finally they were able to stitch. And actually before that operation, the family also said that, I mean, mother should be saved. So that is always no first priority. But he was saying like, how can I leave? That small hand is asking him, right? To save. And finally, that mother delivered after 2 months. And the baby says that it was so nice to see the baby. And somehow, what does it show us? Like Krishna somewhere inspired to in the heart of, because he's there in Paramatma as in heart of that helper also, and in heart of the doctor also. And somewhere that baby was fortunate. No, Krishna wanted to save and give a chance to come. And every time we are in mother womb, Bhagavatam says the baby says to the Lord before getting the soul, actually baby in the sense the soul, praying that this life I want to do devotional service and come back. No, I don't want to suffer here, because so much of suffering. I've seen so many lives, because Krishna shows 100 lives in the womb of the mother, and then finally we cry by seeing all the nonsense things we have done in so many lives, and then we say, okay, this life I'm not going to do this, and this time I will do devotional service and come back. But then again, when we come, we forget everything. But somehow by some Agnata Sukriti or by the mercy of Acharyas, we have got association and this with the with Prabhupada books. Otherwise, what will be our Yadi Prabhupada na hoite, kabe ki hoite, no? His Holiness Jayapataka Swami has written that what will happen to me if Prabhupada is not there, right? Prabhupada has saved so many people, so many people. He's actually, it's not possible for an ordinary person. Of course, he's a eternal associate of the Lord. So, so Krishna inspires as Paramatma. He's there. So sometimes he's in sleeping for people who are in mode of ignorance, especially mode of ignorance and passion. Krishna is sleeping because, see, sometimes we call, and if you are not responding, somebody is, what we will do? We'll just keep quiet. Okay, anyways, even if I shout, this person is not hearing, because our ears are not interested in hearing Krishna. We are interested in something else. So Krishna will become quiet. Anyways, you are not, right? So even a criminal does not become a criminal at once, right? First time, even somebody's inner voice says, whatever you are doing wrong is not good. Don't do it. So again, he keeps on doing. Then what happens? Then Krishna will not save. Then he has to go through all the sufferings. So that is why if Krishna is not helping us, we are gone, right? Only if he is there on our side. That is why Krishna says, if somebody is his devotee, it becomes his obligation to somehow help his devotee, right? So yeah. So this is basically yeah. So without Lord's protection, so, and this basically speaks that whatever the sufferings we have, whatever arrangements we do in material worlds are all temporary. So them, if we really want to come out of suffering, then we have to come out of this cycle of birth and death, and that is possible only by devotional service. I think today also only to God. Okay, we stop here. See it. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyecha.
One question.
Yes.
This what is the basic difference Mahajanas and Maharajas? Maharajas, I
Maharaja
assume
is a king.
no, those who are in total Krishna consciousness, they are known as Maharajas. Is it like?
Okay. You are saying no. That Maharaja means that is designation given to the acharyas. You are saying, right?
Yeah, but they are called as Maharajas.
Yeah, Maharaj we call out as respect, because only for all the acharyas, or I mean in coming in disciplic succession, they call Maharaja. It's like respecting them. We can't call them like a normal name or like that. No, like His Holiness we add, or Maharaj we can call. But Mahajans are different. Mahajans are like eternal associate of Lord, like Swayambhu Narada Shambhu. No, that one. Kumara, Kapilau, Manu. Yeah, those people.
Beings.
Yeah.
They are spiritual beings.
Basically, not spiritual means, yeah, Krishna speaks about three kind of people, no, in chapter 15. Dvavimau purushau loke ksharascha eva cha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutastoksharo uchyate. So there are two kinds of people. One, he says, one are the liberated soul, one are the conditioned soul. And one is the, only two people are there. So one is liberated soul in material world, and there are eternally liberated souls in spiritual world also with the Lord. But Krishna is above all of them. He is Purushottam. But these people, liberated souls are there. So so they are always with the Lord. So only they come along with the Lord to perform the pastime, and then again they go back. Yeah. So, but there are liberated souls like Bhishma Dev, or there also, yeah. So all these are like giving us example, because they have come to this material world and performed the activities. Just like Janaka Maharaj, he was a king. He didn't give up anything, but he was Krishna had never told in Bhagavad Gita, give up all your activity and take into only devotional service. He said, Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Think of me and do your duty. So like that, not everybody are on the same platform, right? So not Arjuna would not take up to do all the time. He could not give up everything and go to forest, because in chapter 6, Krishna says about the Ashtanga Yoga and all that. Right? Arjuna clearly rejects it, saying that it's impossible. Whatever you have told to me, Krishna, I can't do this. Right? So it applies to us also. If it was not possible in Dwapar Yuga, how can in Kali Yuga? So, but then the thing is, Krishna says that do, whoever, whatever ashrama you are, or whatever thing, Kshatriya, or anything can be dovetailed in service to the Lord. Not necessary that we have to give up everything and do devotional service. So that they showed, the Mahajans, no? They have showed by their life, like Bhishma Dev, or Swayambhu, Manu, no? Manu, Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu, Prahlad, Janako, Bhishmo, Balirvaya, Sakirmayam. So these are the authorities. So who, like anywhere, no, even in the material world, like we need somebody, like any profession, if somebody is in sports profession, they will look for some mentor or coach who has already achieved something in that, so that they will be guaranteed, okay, if I follow his direction, I will also achieve. So they, like some years back, somebody was a coach for Indian team. So now he was playing cricket. So now what will they do? That person will be a coach, because he knows all the techniques, and so they know that he'll be able to guide the team. So similarly, like that, if Prabhupada says, if I'm in a material world, if somebody needs a coach, so what about you are actually transmigrating to one planet, different planet only, from material world to spiritual planet? Don't we need someone? So that is why we need a spiritual master and these Mahajans. So that is how we can cross this ocean of, it's not easy to cross otherwise, the ocean of earth and.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, I
Yes.
have a doubt, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. First thing, I did not fill up the attendance, Mataji, because
Yeah.
I'm on cell phone and it's difficult to open that here. Okay. Then
Okay,
next
Mataji.
thing is doubt about Navavidha Bhakti. No, Mataji. So Navavidha Bhakti, in our first level, they had taught us Navavidha Bhakti means Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana,
That is
Pada Sevana, Vandana, Archana, Dasya,
Dasya.
Atma Nivedana. But today, while speaking about 9 forms of bhakti, something like that.
No, process.
Right.
Process, I said. So that is, no, bhakti, one has to follow, no, stage of bhakti, I said. Stage, there is a stage to go, right? In stages of bhakti, that Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya Kam. So that is the other one, what you said, is a process in bhakti, devotional service. So both are 9. So that is why there is a confusion.
Yeah, okay. Stage, you have to go by one stage,
Yeah.
attain bhakti. Then
Huh.
after having attained bhakti, you have to start with Shravanam,
No,
Kirtanam.
not like that. No, not like that. Even in the Shraddha only, you can start this devotional. No, I'm telling personally how we come to Mataji. Like you are, if we initially you come to as a sadhaka, you have to start with the Shravanam, Kirtanam and all, we start. That is a devotional service. So this in stage of Bhakti, I'm telling how we, from a sadhaka, you come to the next level. I mean, come in association of devotees like that. So it's not like after this, that one.
It is a progress.
Simultaneously, yeah.
Progress required. How much you have
Uh,
progressed in that devotional service?
Yeah, I mean, in all the stages, stages like Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, we'll be doing all this 9 or one of them, hearing and chanting this one. Shravanam Kirtanam is there in all this. Not that after coming to only Nishta, I will do. No. To come to Nishta, you have to start, no, in sadhana only. Right? In the sadhana stage only, we have to start. Then only we can come to the Nishta stage. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. When is that ISKCON temple function?
19th, Mataji.
19th
August.
19th of August.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I may think of joining there. But
Yeah,
anyway,
please. But you have to plan
I can
early
arrange
only.
my own thing. But we
Yeah.
have to inform them, Mataji.
Yes. We have because they have to arrange for the accommodation, no? You have to fill the form. There's a form. I'll forward that in the group.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, everyone. Thanks for joining. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय राम चरण Hare Krishna. Can we chant 3 times? Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Thank you for joining.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna,
Mataji.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.